Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 11th of August. President Ghani blames Pakistan for Taliban violence in Afghanistan. Bangladesh court sentences 2 war criminals. And tennis ace Sania Mirza to get India's top sports award. And now for all the details, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani has slammed neighbour Pakistan for the growing Taliban attacks in the country. Afghanistan has witnessed an increase in Taliban attacks ever since the confirmation of the death of Mullah Omar, shattering hopes of the government to establish peace in the country.
In a strongly worded statement, Afghan President Ashraf Ghani on Monday condemned the recent spike in Taliban violence in the country. President Ghani claimed that the Taliban is launching its attacks from Pakistan despite various requests to the government in Islamabad to crack down on the militia.
حوادث 2 مای اخیر به طور عام و روزهای اخیر به طور خاص نشان داد که هنوز لانه‌های تربیت انتحاری و فابریکه‌های ساخت بم‌های که مردم بیگناه ما را به خاک و خون می‌کشند مثل گذشته در آن کشور فعال است.
Ghani's statement came hours after the Afghan capital was hit by a car bomb blast, leaving at least 5 dead. The Afghan president said he discussed the issue with Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, and an Afghan delegation will soon travel to Islamabad for further talks with the leadership there. Reiterating his commitment to establish peace in the country, President Ghani also stated that Pakistan's role will be crucial in the whole process.
و همه می‌دانند که ما صادقانه برای رسیدن به صلح تلاش کردیم. تصامیمی که دولت پاکستان در هفته‌های آینده می‌گیرد می‌تواند بر روابط دو کشور در دهه‌های آینده تاثیرگذار باشد.
Afghanistan and Pakistan traditionally have had a rocky relationship when it comes to the Taliban. President Ghani and his predecessor Hamid Karzai have for long blamed the political and military leadership of Pakistan for sheltering the Taliban, a charge Islamabad has for long rejected. It was also one of the only few backers of the militia during their regime in the 1990s.
The Indian government on Tuesday failed to get the Goods and Services Tax Bill passed in the Rajya Sabha following opposition protest. Touted as the biggest tax reform in the country, had it been passed, the bill has been for long caught in a political tug-of-war.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley introduced the bill in the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament, amid uproar by the opposition Congress party. The Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Parliament, had earlier passed the bill. Following the continued protests, the Rajya Sabha was adjourned for the day. Finance Minister Jaitley said the government is committed to get the bill passed in the Parliament.
It creates India into one uniform market, which effectively means that 1/6 of the global population within the country will be one market, which will have a uniform rate of taxation for both goods and services. There will be a seamless transfer of goods and services across the country. It will help to eventually bring down prices.
He also accused the Congress party of playing politics over the bill.
The Standing Committee has cleared it. The Lok Sabha has cleared it. The Congress wanted it in the last session to be sent to a Rajya Sabha Select Committee. It was an understanding that it would be cleared in the next session. Regrettably, they've gone back on their word.
The GST is one of the major tax reforms proposed by the Narendra Modi government. The constitutional amendment seeks to transform the country into a common market and will replace all indirect taxes levied on goods and services by the federal and provincial governments.
Activists and Baloch nationalists across the world marked the Balochistan Independence Day in captivity on Tuesday, calling for freedom from Pakistan's rule. Balochistan is a province in Pakistan which has been in the throes of a separatist movement.
Many parts of southwestern Balochistan province remained shut on Tuesday as activists marked a day of protest against what they said was Pakistan's occupation of their homeland. According to the Baloch people, they got independence from British on 11th August 1947 and it remained so till 1948 when the region was annexed by Pakistan. Today, the province marks nearly 45% of the total geographical footprint of Pakistan. Successive governments in Pakistan have tried to crush the separatist uprising by targeting activists, forcing many to seek refuge overseas.
Since 2000 till today, there are more than 20,000 Balochs are missing and more than 8,000 political activities has been killed up by Pakistan.
They also urged the international community to support the Baloch freedom struggle.
We request United Nations, we request European Union, we request America, we request all the international human rights organizations to intervene in Balochistan and to show up the real face of Balochistan in front of the world.
Exiled nationalist leaders said their fight will continue until attaining freedom from Pakistan and they are even ready to hold negotiations with Islamabad.
नहीं, बातचीत तो हमने बहुत दफ़ा किया है बलोचों ने, मगर बातचीत से कोई मसला हल नहीं हुआ है। अब भी हम बातचीत करने के लिए तैयार हैं। अगर उसके एजेंडा बातचीत का एजेंडा जो है बलूचिस्तान की आज़ादी हो तो बलोच बातचीत करने के लिए तैयार हैं।
But in Islamabad, there is no move to consider even the smallest demands of the Baloch.
India is regarded as one of the most vibrant and growing e-commerce market in the world. The vast potential of the Indian markets are also attracting a lot of big names to invest in Indian e-commerce sites. A report.
The deals are coming thick and fast. Only last week, online marketplace Snapdeal raised $500 million from investors including China's Alibaba, and healthcare information provider Practo attracted $90 billion from the likes of Tencent, another Chinese internet giant, and taxi-hailing app Uber plans to invest $1 billion in India. Experts say the attraction is obvious.
The size at which Indian e-commerce or Indian online population is at 300 million, it's near about US size, people who are accessing internet, and just behind China. So India, in terms of absolute numbers, has the second largest population with internet penetration. Second is growing penetration of internet and 3G. So within next 5 years, it's likely to be 600 million size, right? Third aspect would be in terms of growing per capita income and consumerism.
According to a Morgan Stanley report, India could become the fastest growing e-commerce market globally, eyeing $100 billion by 2020. It could leave China behind, and it's mobile devices which are fueling the growth.
It is definitely. I mean, look at what the telecom has done. You know, maybe we don't have internet, but the telecom has connected, and the mobile telephony has connected pretty much entire India. And most of these online players are using mobile as a device to reach out to the customers.
And the government's digital plan could further fuel the growth of e-commerce.
Internet penetration is increasing. Even the government is pushing for e-governance or digital India, right? And C is people have got attracted towards mobile and internet because it's helping them to overcome some of the problems that they were facing day in and day out.
According to Morgan Stanley, the Indian e-commerce industry has already racked up $5 billion last year, and they are ready for more. But they have to justify their valuations for their stakeholders, as profits have not started ringing in yet. Nidhi Rai, South Asian Newsline, Mumbai.
The International War Crimes Tribunal in Bangladesh on Tuesday found 2 former pro-Pakistan militia members guilty of committing war crimes. While one of them was handed down the death penalty, the other was awarded a life imprisonment.
The special court in Bangladesh capital Dhaka held that the 2 were involved in crime against humanity during the liberation war of Bangladesh in 1971. Sheikh Sirajul Haq was handed the death penalty after he was found guilty in 5 of the 6 charges brought against him. The charges against him included genocide and 3 of crimes against humanity. Delivering the judgment, the ICT said he can be either hanged or shot down. The second accused, Khan Akram Hussain, was sentenced to life after he was found guilty of 3 charges of crimes against humanity. The duo were also a Razakars, a term used to refer to the pro-Pakistani militia during the independence movement. The armed group, along with Pakistan Army, was responsible for large-scale genocide during the 9 months of the Liberation War in 1971.
India's tennis sensation Sania Mirza will be conferred Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, the country's highest sporting honour. With this, she becomes India's second tennis player to get the coveted award after Leander Paes. Mirza is currently the world #1 in women's doubles along with Swiss partner Martina Hingis. The 28-year-old has won a number of tournaments this year, but her most notable achievement was winning the women's doubles title with Hingis at Wimbledon in July. She has also won the mixed doubles titles at Australia Open, French Open and US Open. Mirza has also been bestowed with the Arjuna Award in 2004 and Padma Shri in 2006. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had last year announced his ambitious mission, Make in India, to transform the country into a manufacturing hub. The initiative had gained a positive response from companies world over. The latest to join in the race to invest in India is Chinese mobile maker Shiomi.
Chinese handset maker Shiomi launched its first Made in India smartphone on Monday. The Redmi 2 Prime was released in southern Visakhapatnam in the presence of Provincial Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu. The device, which will cost about $100, will be sold via Mi stores as well as other online stores. The Chinese company, which forayed into Indian markets little over a year ago, is also planning to sell its devices offline in India. The low-cost smartphone manufacturer has been eyeing to broaden its space in India after topping Chinese market in recent times. Shiomi Global Vice President Hugo Barra said his company was happy to be a part of India's technology revolution.
Of course, the best feature of all of the new Redmi 2 Prime is that it's made to be part of this Indian technology revolution.
The company, which took the mobile industry by storm ever since its founding in 2010, had earlier held the global launch of its Mi 4i in India in May. Xiaomi's Made in India phone was released days after Taiwan's tech major Foxconn announced its plan to invest over $5 billion for a manufacturing unit in Maharashtra. Xiaomi has also tied up with Foxconn to manufacture its devices. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had in last September announced the launch of Make in India to encourage companies to manufacture their products in India.
India's southern Kochi has become a member of the World Tourism Cities Federation or WTCF, making it the first Indian city to be inducted into the list. This comes after the Provincial Tourism Department accepted the invitation extended by the body to be a member of the council. The WTCF, which is headquartered in Beijing, is a non-profit, non-governmental, was formed in 2012 to take cities as its focus in the entire world. Kochi became the member of the council on ground of its partnerships in culture, sports and tourism. Its cuisine, martial arts and snake boat races fulfill the set ground for membership. Picking a wedding dress is not an easy call to make for any bride-to-be. However, this event can make things easier. Take a look.
They were dream wedding dresses for any bride-to-be, and those already married wished they had worn one. The 2015 India Bridal Fashion Week presented an expansive collection of wedding dresses to die for. From rich lehenga cholis and royal couture to floral and petal embellished saris, the event had it all for fashion aficionados. And upping the glam on the runway were Bollywood celebrities who turned into perfect muses. While fashion icon Sonam Kapoor donned a rich ensemble, Akshara Hassan turned into an innocent bride in a simple but effective lehenga.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. President Ghani blames Pakistan for Taliban violence in Afghanistan. Bangladesh court sentences 2 war criminals. And tennis ace Sania Mirza to get India's top sports award. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.